All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today with my good friend Otts. He and
What's up?
I have been hanging out for quite some time. I think it's 2 months, 2.5 months, something like that, that we've been working together.
Yes.
And I wanted to interview him because he's had some success, unfortunately, and we really just need to put him down. He's getting too high on his horse, winning just too much, and life is just getting too easy. So we have to knock him down a few notches. That's what we basically have to do. So I need your guys' help with that. Just kidding. We're gonna get to know what he's actually doing that is producing him results right now. That is our focus for this interview. So that way you guys can take what we are doing and apply it the best you can. Obviously, you should pay me money first, but if you don't want to, that's fine. And we're going to do our best to actually create something valuable for you. I'm going to be mostly focusing on what's causing the winning and how is Otts winning. So, Otts, starting from the top, what has been, I know there's a change in direction in your business and career and everything, but what's been your income from the previous 30 days? Like, if, let's say, we were looking at September.
From the previous 30 days, it would be around 60K.
Okay. Is that including the basically the
Oh,
sale of
that's the
your
revenue.
shares?
Oh, yeah, it's the revenue plus the shares that I've collected from that last 30 days.
Okay, cool, sweet. So that's pretty decent. And what were you doing in income? Obviously, that kind of sale, it's not a consistent thing that happens every month. But
Yeah.
what were you doing in personal income whenever we started working together?
Oh, okay. When we started working together, my income was always around 20K.
Got it.
Yeah,
Sweet.
no more.
And what if you think back to whenever we got started working together, what were your main challenges that you were
Yeah,
dealing with?
it got to a point that I built a business and it was making a good amount of money, but the challenge there is that I don't find it fulfilling. Like, it got to a point where I started a business wherein I literally didn't do work on myself, and it got to a point that I needed to survive. So I just had to like come up with a plan, like, okay, what's the best way I can make money? Now, along the way, years go by, it gets to a point that something doesn't feel right, or it doesn't feel good the way that I make money or the business choices that I make, because as I start to know myself, I started noticing that there are things that are not in aligned with my, how shall I say it, probably my values. And it gets to a point that I don't show up as, there's no integrity involved with how I make money and the people I associate with. So it gets to a point that even if I make money, I still feel like I'm dying inside. It's like I should be doing this, I should be doing something else. So the challenge I had then was that it cost me so much procrastination, mental fog, even if I enroll to new courses or add another business strategy, gets to a point where I'm just not moving anymore and I'm hitting a plateau. It's like my mind has a RAM, and it feels like I don't have any capacity to do things anymore, even if I think I should do more things, or even if I pursue things that I feel that's more aligned. So what's causing me for quite a while, for how many months before working with you, is that I'm stuck, unfulfilled, and felt like I'm dying inside. Yeah, that's basically it.
Gotcha. And now you're just dying outside, That's all that's
Outside,
happening.
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
It's a good
yeah.
trade off.
Yeah, right? Um, so what were your initial skepticisms whenever you were like considering talking to me or working with me?
I would say it would make at first it wouldn't make sense to like do some mental work on your head. It's like at first it looked like it's just easy to do things when you say you're going to do, right? But when you hear about this mental stuff that you finally you hear that there are what you call baggage in your head that's going on. That's why you have mental. Oh, am I allowed to like mental shit going on in your head? It kind of clouds your vision and it makes you not make good decisions at all. So just because I don't see it or I can't touch it, it doesn't mean it's not existing. Whatever the whatever's in my head. So yeah, with your help, you were able to help me pinpoint what exactly those are, and finally realize, wow, there are things that we can't see that's in our body, in our subconscious mind, that's causing the block. That's why we can't see things in reality clearly. Therefore, we can't make decisions.
Sure. Yeah. Sweet. You want fuck shit butt
Right.
hole whatever. I don't care. Like we use bad words around here. Okay. And what were your initial objections when you're like, I'm thinking about working with this strange guy John who I met on the internet.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I've hired multiple coaches already to work on myself. Right. I've had people who like just in it for the money, or I have people just in it for the agenda of working with me, but not really working with my inner world. But I'm glad that I've
okay.
gone through this process so that we can really dive in. During the calls, during our work, we really spend the time seeing what's beneath this surface that's causing me to like stop and not move in life. And I don't think there are a lot of coaches who do that, like who intentionally spends the time to ask questions to really be consistent with helping, especially when I there was a time that I was really procrastinating or stuck in a rut. It's really hard to get yourself out there, right? It's like you're really drowning there really deep, and you really need a support from someone who will consistently say, hey, let's go, let's do the work. And that's what I found really powerful working with you.
Sweet. Um, just to make sure I get an answer to the question,
All
right?
right.
Initial objections, and like I don't want you to stress out about the answer, but like whenever you were thinking about working with me, you said you had hired multiple coaches to work on yourself, and people were in it for the agenda of working with you or like money, right? But what was like the objection in your mind whenever? Because we talked in the DMs, right?
Mm,
What was your objection that made you say like, I don't know, like I don't know if this is going to be the thing?
yeah. So if the objection would be, is it still possible to change things around even if this is my situation? My situation wherein I am in deep rut in my business and is really mental clearing the way to help me get unstuck, knowing that my situation is fucked.
It wasn't that bad. Yeah, it's pretty dramatic. You were in a pretty good position, but yeah, I agree. Something had to change. So whenever we look at the skepticisms you had of like, would it make sense to do mental work versus just do stuff, right? And handle your mental baggage and the things that cloud your vision and make you not good at making decisions. Um, those being the skepticisms, what handled those skepticisms? What made you say, "Oh, I'm not skeptical anymore. This shit makes sense. Let's let's roll. Let's make it happen."
I think a turning point will be being able to like tick off the checklist on what I can do outside externally to fix the problem. And it's like, I got to a point like that's it. I'm tired. I just have to like finally drop my ego and just trust and go all in on what's this mental clearing will do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sweet. You're doing good so far.
Thanks.
I don't want
Appreciate
it
it.
to feel all tense. Yeah, I want it to be nice and relaxed. All right. So tense. I don't want you to be tense.
All good.
I know a lot of people who are watching get tense, and we're not here to prove anything. So whenever we looked at the objections that we had, that you had, which was I've hired multiple coaches, is basically is this going to work and actually help me get out of a rut? What handled those objections? Like, what did you see, hear, or feel that made you say, like, this is the thing that's going to help me before you bought? That is,
Before I bought,
yeah,
it would be knowing that I sort of knew already that there is an issue within me, and then at the same time, I also knew it's hard that no one's going to, or like it's hard that I'm going to like do it myself. So what that means is like if there's something wrong with me, it feels like I am inside a Coke bottle and I needed to see the label outside, but I can't because I am
yeah,
inside. I needed someone that's so good at this to look at it and tell me what the label is so that I can pinpoint what the hell is wrong with me so that I can get myself out.
right, yeah. That's kind of like how our call went whenever you bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, holy shit, and you didn't. I've never heard the Coke bottle analogy. That's pretty good. Sweet. So cool, dude. Well, then, why did you buy? What made you say like this is worth buying? Whenever we talked.
Yeah, I saw some of the posts that you're saying it's all about mental clearing. It's all about the reason why this is probably showing up in my life is because of the mental charges that I have in my head that's dictating my life currently. It's because I can't see it. I just had to do something about it. And if I just gave it a chance, then there's probably a fight. Oh, well, there's probably a fighting chance that I can turn things around. That's basically it.
Sweet. That's not too bad. That makes sense. So, what would you tell someone who's on the fence about buying?
Yeah. All right. So if someone's on the fence of buying, it's if you find that you're constantly trying new strategies and enrolling in different coaches when it comes to business, you can trust that what you've consumed, you already know it inside you. It's just that it is really hard to make things happen or take action towards it because there are things inside in our bodies or in our mind that's causing us to stop or causing any obstacles. That's why you can be the person taking that step. So for me, what really changed things around is doing the mental clearing and doing the work, just like what John is offering. So if you're still skeptic or if you're still stuck and it's been years, it's been months, it's worth going for it, and see for yourself. And all you have to do is just go all in.
Yeah, did it hurt whenever you went all in?
No, it did at first. It's a sting. But after going through the process, it's been a tough journey. It's a tough experience looking in the face of what I have to confront, what I have to do. But as I go through the process, I'm starting to realize like it's giving me relief as I work on it one step at a time. And as a
Sweet.
result, it not only does it start giving me a clear state of mind, but also I'm starting to see a profound change in my relationships, in the choice of my business, in my choices of decision. And what I like to attribute is I started talking from a place of what I choose to do, not because of I have to do or I need to do. I start working
Yeah,
on my life because this is what I fucking want, and it's really good.
that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Um, when did you? I'm getting through all the boring questions, and
All
then we
right.
can get to the fun shit.
Yeah.
But once you bought, when did you feel you had received the value necessary to justify the investment?
When?
Yeah, like When did you receive the value necessary to justify the investment? You're like, ah, it
When
was
was the
worth
time
it.
that when was the time, John, I told you like, wow, I finally know what you mean by being dangerous. That was a turning point. I think that
It was
was
like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
yeah, yeah. And that was
Yeah,
my second month.
probably 2.5 months in, something like that. Let me
Yeah,
actually
because
look at whenever you started.
based on experience doing this mental work, the first part of it can be really hard because it's like you're working yourself in the mud and it's really dark. But as you go through, as you like peel off a lot of layers, there's you start to see a little piece of light and it gets bigger and it gets bigger and you realize that you bring it into the reality, and then all of a sudden life is suddenly good.
That's not too bad. I'd sign up for that. That sounds good. Good shit right there. Um, so that's 2.5 months. So it's when
Mm.
you said I understand what you mean by dangerous, and that was
Oh,
after a
did I
long
lose you?
bout of I gave you a bunch of homework of think.
All good.
We got it. Yeah. All right. Sweet.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Um, but then just for context for everybody watching at home, up in the rafters. Um, that came after a conversation I had with you like 3 or 4 weeks earlier, where I was like, we need to do karmic debt. We need
Mm,
to go confront a bunch of shit. Because the challenge that Ants was having, if it's all right for me to share, is that all right with you?
that's cool.
All right.
Go for
So
it.
the challenge that was happening was, and this is like the most common way to not move forward, is you have a lot of your things in your life which you have trouble confronting. You're scared to confront. And karmic debt is like a chunk. It's a large chunk of the things that you're avoiding. It's things that you owe, promises you made that you didn't keep, all that kind of stuff. And I had him go through that because he had a big thing he needed to confront, but he had lots of other small things. And you always want to improve on a gradient. You don't want to go to the big thing first,
Mm,
because that's number one. It can be really overwhelming, and you might not actually be mentally prepared to handle it, so you could fuck it up.
mm,
So the way that you can make it really easy, like I thought we were still going to be working on the whole business, what's the business partner problem for a while, and you've already solved it way
mm,
sooner than I thought. I thought it was going to be like a 6 month problem, and you'd have to go confront a bunch of your stuff. But no, you just ran through all the karmic debt shit, and then you built up a really high tolerance for capacity to confront problems. And because of that, you're like all those feedback you're giving me is like reality is easier, and that's what happens when you can confront. Right? Is it gets easier, and that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to give context for you guys,
yeah.
so that way you understand what the win is that it's coming from. So you and I work one on one. I only have 3 or 4 one-on-one clients, so this isn't something that everybody's going to be able to relate to. But for the things that I've been walking you through and the program that I built, what are your favorite parts of the program?
Yeah. The favorite part is being able to like pinpoint why things are happening in your life and why you are losing power over it. And as I like this sheet so much because what's going on in my head, as I go through the sheets, I can see exactly what's going on. And as I work on the sheets, as I answer it, I get to be objective about it and see what's happening so that I can navigate the things that's causing trouble in my life. As you said, the inflow outflow. I'm seeing that, oh, there are things that I have not yet confronted, and because of that sheet, it's allowed me to like make it my priority to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Anything else?
I also like the the clearing worksheet wherein we get to neutralize the things that are happening in our life, especially when we have events that happens in our life, and we will be triggered. We will experience bad shit in our body like frustration, anger, shame. But that sheet it's really helped me see why it's serving me. Coming from it, it 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 converts me from having a dialogue victim to like, why is this stuff happening to me? I shouldn't be feeling this. I shouldn't be this shouldn't be happening to me. To all of a sudden seeing, so that's why those things happen to me, because it's serving a purpose. Without those sheets, it will just be stuck in my head. But when it's stuck in my head, I won't be able to process
Yeah, it gets it
what's
out of your
happening.
head. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That makes sense. Sweet. Anything else
Thanks.
you want to add there?
That's my two favorite parts of the
Yeah.
program. I
Everything else
can
sucks, by the way, guys.
I can.
No.
It's crazy to think that's it's actually simple, but it's because of how simple it is. But all you have to do is confront those things. It's what's going to make things move in life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
and
just
I,
confront one at a time.
and we think. I used to think that I have to like go to different directions and make this a least priority. But I just realized that everything else is a distraction if I don't do this first, because whatever's happening in my mind is what's reflecting outside. So if you don't get clear
Yeah.
that up,
Chaos and order.
yeah,
That's what it
that's true.
is. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're kind of organizing it.
Mm,
Because that's what you're doing is you're taking something which is reactive and emotional and you're just making it orderly and logical. That's all we're really doing, you know?
that's true.
And then it gets filed away and then we don't have to really think about it anymore. It's just like, cool, that's done. Let's handle another problem. We don't have to go back to that, you
Yeah,
know? What are your most meaningful wins since joining?
cool. I would say the most meaningful one is to getting in touch with myself again. I I can't believe that there is such a thing that you have a state of being so centered that nothing outside has power over you. I just realized that I gave a lot of that power to everything else, to people, to situations. And the most meaningful win is like I am okay losing a business, losing people, losing benefits that is not really aligned with who I really am. And it's okay to like lose it all, to lose this part so that I can potentially gain a lot more that's more aligned with who I am inside. That's the biggest win. And that's where I'm at right now. Like being in the middle of the process of what my life before is that my life outside looks good, but inside I feel shit. But now the trade off is I feel good inside now while watching all the chaos outside happen and still be okay and still be powerful like a mountain. A mountain that like there's winter, spring, summer, fall, but I'm still a mountain.
Yeah, that's a
That's the
good
biggest
one.
win. That's the biggest thing that I unlock in this program. Such a big win.
Sick. Any other wins?
All
Any
right.
sucky
And
wins?
sucky wins? Okay.
Yeah, right?
Well, I became consistent hitting the gym. I become more, there's more life to how I perform in business. I'm attracting more, I started a new business that's more aligned and it started making sales. It's still small, but the progress of wow,
Yeah.
okay, I'm seeing traction here, and then I can just catch on with my latest business. And then new relationships. I'm starting to meet people with the same wavelength.
Sick.
And the way I communicate, as you've taught me, before I communicate like shit, like wishy-washy, but now I'm starting to like 1% at a time become more conscious or intentional with what I say and make sure that it's what I want, not to please other people or not to
Dang.
avoid the tension because it's what I want.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
What a shame. Anything else you want to add? Any other wins?
Anything?
Anything you want to tell folks?
Oh, I'm. Right now I'm just really grateful for the experience because it just like me repeating what I said makes me feel good about, wow, I'm just glad I did it. I
Yeah,
jumped. That's pretty cool. So yeah,
yeah. And we're not even a quarter of the way through, right? We're
I
two
would
and a half
say
months in.
I would say I'm still scratching the surface,
Yeah,
but there's a lot
baby
of
steps.
things. Yeah, still baby steps, but there's a lot. I'd be happy to like give an update what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, it'll be fun. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend the Grand Creation and Mental Maverick Academy, which is what you've been
Wow.
going through with some
Yeah.
101? Um,
Oh,
out
I
of 10, 1 to 10.
yeah. So yeah, when we met, I can see that the first time you shared with me, it's all in a very organized and clean and a very simple Google Docs and Google, oh no, not Google, Loom, right? I can see that
Yeah.
I can see that I can see that you made things very simple, but everything has its substance. So I'm giving it 9.5.
Okay. What's the point five that it's missing? This is good.
I probably giving the point five. It's because of the schedule, but it's not really
Schedule?
because
Uh,
I'm in the Philippines, right?
yeah.
Yeah, but it's not because of you, but I would
Hold
say
on. Oh, man. Schedule is the fucking thing that gets me a point five off my score. Hold on a second. I
so.
just changed
I
the
would say
time,
it's an
so let me.
external thing.
Yeah. Well, outside of external things, in terms of, I didn't promise you that there was going to be times available whenever we got started.
Oh, but
But
you
if we
showed
look
up
at the,
anyway. I would say, oh, if there's anything in the program, yeah,
that doesn't work. Well, we tried our best, but
no, but it's okay. We
we will
did it
just
anyway.
keep doing. Yeah, what's been working has been the one-on-one because less consumption is the idea of the program is that we consume less. But if it's
Yeah. Oh
so,
yeah,
is it still a 9.5 just for my records? So I know what to shame myself about later.
it's not a shame that
I know.
about.
I'm goofing with you. I just want to, so to be clear, is it 9.5 because of the schedule? Because if it is, I'll put that down. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah. Because there are times that I would like to attend the coaching calls, and
Hmm.
the coaching calls is 3 a.m. on my end. It's
Yeah,
hard. It's hard for me to like, wow. I want to see what's going on. What are the guys discussing over there? Would be nice to join, but man, 3 a.m.
right.
That's
Yeah,
it.
we'll work on that.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
get that to a 10 over time. I got to get more people in the Philippines in my program then, so I can make it
yeah.
worth it to add an extra coaching call.
Let's do it.
Sweet. So I'll add that in there. So the schedule is the reason. And then if we're looking, is there anything else you'd like to say or ask? Any points of wisdom or takeaways that you've gotten since working together before we end the recording?
Uh, I think I'm. I think I've said what I can say, but I'm willing to like do more work and have another update on my
Oh
next
yeah,
playthrough.
it's gonna be 10 times better. 3
Yeah,
months from now.
yeah. And
So
now,
that's gonna be the cool thing.
what's nice is that before starting, I was just like not confident. Like I just couldn't show up at all. But now, I'm like more inclined towards doing things, and I'm more confident that I can like conquer things, conquer some more goals, work on myself more. So like this is like the phase one. The phase two will be more external results that reflect what's happening inside me now.
Yeah, bigger games beliefs. How
Bigger
do we play
games.
bigger games? Yeah, that's what's next. So I'm building the Muse process specifically for you and a couple other people to help with
Thanks.
that. So we'll get that handled. That's what's next. So you guys will be able to see Ots crushing it, and then you'll be jealous and sad and just sit in your room and stare at the wall while Ots makes all the money and takes it out of your
Yeah.
pocket and puts it in his. So other than that, um, if you guys have questions, if you need anything, shoot me a hashtag Ots in the DMs, and I will reach out to you and we'll come up with a game plan. But outside of that, I think we're good. Thank
We're
you for
good.
sharing what you've shared. Um,
Thanks for having me.
it's been helpful for me at least. And let's get the fuck out of here and let's make some money and make some magic happen.
Let's do
And I
this.
will talk to all you guys soon. So
Okay.
adios.
Bye.